I'm Aaron Baker with Republic Wireless, and today I have the distinct honor of talking with the CEO of Republic's parent company, Bandwidth, and Republic Wireless too, David Morken. David, how are you?
I'm well, Aaron.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing this. So Bandwidth, my understanding is it started in 1999 and grew from there. And
it did.
Tell us about the backstory. Tell me how it came to be and
how it all started.
Yeah.
So it's 1999. I am finishing 4.5 years of active duty in the Marine Corps. I have 90 days of vacation saved up, and I get out of the Marine Corps, and I start Bandwidth in a spare bedroom, and the original business model is just generating leads for internet connectivity at bandwidth.com. And from there, we, over the years, added voice, built out a nationwide network, and now launched Republic Wireless back in 2011. And here we are, 400 people strong, 15 years later, an overnight success.
So instead of going to the beach for that 90 days, you did the awesome thing and started a company. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool. So with Republic, so it started in 2011. And what was your, how did you shift from what you were doing with Bandwidth? What made you think this is a good industry to be in and disrupt and change?
We had provided landline internet bandwidth for years and saw everything going mobile and realized Wi-Fi was all around us all the time. Why couldn't we use our smartphones and use it in Wi-Fi for calling and for texting? Why was it that we had to use cellular all the time? And it was that simple idea of, isn't Wi-Fi really the primary network? Isn't cellular really the backup network? It was that thesis that made us all kind of scratch our head and say, I wonder how much we could charge, how much less we could charge, if Wi-Fi was your first network on a smartphone instead of the second network. And that was it.
That makes sense. And now it's grown to be where it is today. And you make a point, and this is one of the things I admire and respect about you. You make a point to talk about your people. Yeah. And that's something that I think is incredibly important. And I've had the opportunity to spend a week with these people and get to know them. And it's kind of hard going back home. It's kind of, I'd love to spend more time with them. So tell me, how you find the right people and how you melded this awesome team together that is Republic.
I think there are amazing people at the company, and I like to say it's providence and perspiration. We have had people come into our lives at key moments who have made extraordinary differences. The only reason we've had the success we've had is they've joined us, they've become part of the vision, part of the mission, and have powered us to where we are today. And so what starts as an original idea of a very small team becomes a scaled, dynamic, fast-moving group of people who make a massive difference for hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and that only happens from phenomenal people. We've also had key moments where we look at each other around the table and we say, how did that just happen? And so that's why I say providence and perspiration.
That's awesome. Collective power of people working together.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So, you make a point also, kind of on that note, you make a point to, and I've seen you do it a couple of times, make sure that people, have a family life and have work-life balance. That's a very important thing. Work hard at work, but then have an important family life as well. I mean, how do you see, you have kids as well. Can you talk a little bit about your kids and why you think that's important?
I have 6 children, and my bride is a saint and an amazing person. And from 15 years now in the business, it's very clear to me that hard-charging, red-blooded, aggressive, ambitious knowledge workers and leaders have to be restrained. You have to tell them stop. And you have to say, literally, you're not allowed to work for periods of time, or else they will incinerate themselves and those around them. And these are the best people we have. And I understand that drive and desire and obsession because we can be tethered to the net, productive, connected, all the time, and inclined to work more hours than the meat packers in Chicago at the turn of the century. It's not right because you end up not having a life. And so my experience is the very best and brightest are those who first need to understand that they are not here to look back 5 years hence and say, I didn't start a family, or I didn't take care of my health, or I didn't do the things outside the office that I really wanted to. I believe and have conviction that your most creative work, your greatest contributions only come from having taken rest when appropriate. And being creative means you're not burnt out. And we have to be creative because we're innovating. We have to do things differently. And you don't end up finding a breakthrough by being wasted tired at the end of your rope. So we've made a point of of emphasizing not treating work like an idol, but going home.
Makes sense. So speaking of things outside of work, I know you have your family as well. I know you're an avid runner, aren't you?
I have been.
What are your hobbies outside of work? Running, fitness?
Long time ago, the Marine Corps flew me around the country competing on the Marine Corps triathlon team. I was based in Hawaii. Eventually, I ended up moving from regular Olympic triathlon to Ironman, finished the Ironman in Hawaii in 2005, and then began doing different things. I did 100-mile ultra marathons, did bike races like the Race Across America, which is a 6-day relay race that's amazing, Furnace Creek 508 race across Death Valley, and then foolishly tried to swim the English Channel in a Speedo, which in 59-degree water didn't make it. And maybe I'll have a chance to do that again, but took the biking, running, and swimming triathlon background and just applied it in larger scaled events.
Should have put a coat on. Just need to warm up a little bit for the water. You'd be fine.
I needed something.
Yeah.
If you go to YouTube and search for pasty white drowning guy in English Channel, you'll see the video. You'll see the video of me flailing and nearly drowning.
That's the one that was in top 5 last week.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
I'm very glad it has not gone viral. My kids are very glad it has not gone viral.
They're proud of you for Republic and bandwidth, not for that video reason.
No.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today and get to know more about Republic Wireless. And it's an awesome company. You're awesome. You got awesome people as well, and that's a well-rounded company.
Maybe you'll become one of them.
Would love to. Would love to. I'm Aaron Baker with Republic Wireless. Be sure to follow us on our social channels on Twitter, on Google+, on Facebook, and of course on the community as well by going to republicwireless.com and clicking on community. I'll see you in the next video.